If someone you love is grieving, here are some practical things you can do to help. If someone you love is grieving, here are some practical things you can do to help. Number one, show up and do practical things like show up and do their laundry, do their dishes, take out the trash, show up and do everyday tasks. Those things can feel really overwhelming when you're grieving because you're just trying to keep the day moving. So things like that will fall to the wayside. So show up and do small little practical tasks. Maybe even take their kids to and from their extracurricular activities. Anything that will take some of the load off. Number two, actually talk to them about their loved one who died. So ask them specific questions. You can ask them if they want to talk about it, if they want to talk about their loved one, or you can just ask and bring up stories that you remember about their loved one. You can even say, I don't know what to say, but I want to be here for you. So however that will look, like I'm open to it. You can be angry with me. You can be quiet around me. You can be sad around me. We can do nothing together. Just let them know that you are someone that is willing to be uncomfortable in the uncomfortableness of grieving. Also on that note, remember that grieving is a lifetime. You want to continue to do stuff like this, reach out to them, talk about their person who has died, ask them how they're doing in regards to the person who's died for years. For weeks, months, years to come, because grieving is a never-ending process. Things change, it changes. You still want to continue to ask your friend, your loved one about their grief. Keep in mind, doing things like this, if you haven't experienced your own grief, it's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be awkward. That doesn't mean you don't do it. It's like riding a bike. You have to eventually just ride the bike and practice, and eventually you'll be good at riding the bike. This is the same thing. And you can even be honest and upfront with your loved one about that. You don't have to make it about you, but you can say, hey, like I said, I don't know what to say, but I just want to be here for you no matter how that looks. Number three, a practical thing you can do is mark your calendar on the day they died. Or if you know their birthday, mark your calendar on their birthday. You can do one or the other or both, and reach out to your loved one on those days in particular and let them know that you're thinking of them. Let them know that you know it's their loved one's birthday, or you know that maybe this day might be particularly hard for them because it's the day they died, and always reach out to them on that day every year. And of course, it doesn't have to be those days. I'm giving you two practical things you can really hone in on, but what I really mean is bring that person up, bring their person up. They're thinking about them already. And I think we as a society are always afraid to bring it up. We're gonna make them sad, make them feel bad, when in reality, they're thinking about them anyway. So knowing that they have someone else out here in the world that is thinking of them and here to support them and is willing and ready to listen to them about their grief or about their loved one is the whole point of this. I like to give practical things you can really do, but please know you can reach out to them on any of the days of the week and let them know that you're thinking of them and their loved one who died. Also, like I said, grief is a lifelong process. This is going to stay with them forever. But that first year, they're going to experience all the firsts. You know, the first Christmas without their loved one, the first Valentine's, Halloween, whatever special holiday they all celebrated together. So it's important for you as the person who's supporting this person to acknowledge that and to be there for them and to realize that each holiday or any kind of special event that comes up could be extra hard or extra weird or extra uncomfortable, and just acknowledging that and talking to them about that and seeing what they want to do, if anything. Grief can make you feel alone and isolated, and we're all going to go through it. So don't shy away from your loved ones who are grieving, and know that it's going to take practice. It might feel uncomfortable, it might feel messy. That doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Just remember that we all need each other. I know personally, I have gone through grief myself. You know, I always like to say I'm not a grief counselor. I'm not trained in this, but I am a human who has experienced grief and gone through grief. So I can tell you what I have liked and not liked, and the things I mentioned above are things that really, really helped me when I was grieving. I go into this more in my book in chapter 10, which is all about grief. Let me know in the comments what has helped you when you were grieving, or what you wish people would have done when you were grieving. I hope this helped.